Stop! What are you doing? Don't buy something at full retail. What are you, insane? Do you hate money? It's a good thing I got here, okay? Because you shouldn't buy things at full retail. But if you do, I got 10 for you today that are not just good even at full retail, they're good enough to be your signature scent. Again, though, I'm not saying, what? Table, yeah. Who put this table here with sharp edges? Who did that? I'm not saying you have to buy it full retail. You can save money at discounters, but some people out there just like to watch the world burn. Everything I'm gonna talk to you about is linked in the description below. Let's do it. We will begin with this Coach for Men Eau de Parfum. This one's pretty new, and even at full retail, it's not actually crazy expensive, and that's, of course, because it's a Coach for Men fragrance. And as time goes on, it's going to get less and less expensive at discounters. This one is effortlessly polished with just enough depth to keep things interesting. It's also a little bit similar to a little scent that maybe you've heard of called Dior's Sauvage Elixir. I know that one's not very popular, not many people know about it, so keep it amongst yourselves. And yeah, this one kind of is floating in that similar pool as Sauvage Elixir. So if you're familiar with that one, if you've smelled it before somehow, and when you smell this one, you might go, oh yeah, it does remind me of that. It opens up crisp, inviting, a little bit sweet. You've got cardamom and bergamot that hit you as soon as you spray it on. Also has like an almost cool edge to it off the top. Just kind of this little bit of briskness in there. As it dries down, you have suede, you have cedar, you have vetiver that really warms things up, keeps it very masculine. It's not necessarily loud and showy and aggressive, but it doesn't need to be. It's that kind of fragrance that just fits in anywhere. Daytime, evening, business meeting, casually, out to get groceries, on a date, whatever. It just works really well, and in typical Coach for Men style, it out-hits its price. Is that even I don't think that's a saying. Out-hits its price. You out-hit your coverage, dog. The next one is also going to be doing flips. Here it is, Mont Blanc Sunrise Pour Homme. Haha, nailed it. I'm just staring here, dead-eyed, trying to like, hope it hits my hands. Citrus up top, once again, clean and bright. And then underneath that, giving it a little more depth, a little more backbone, you have suede, you have spices, you have dry woodiness. There's also this kind of minerality to the fragrance as well. It could remind you vaguely of something like Absolu Ventus, but this is doing its own thing. Kind of going along with the name of the fragrance, but it does kind of make you think of like mountain air as the sun comes up, you know, cresting over the mountains, that bit of briskness, that woodiness. You get that when you spray this one on. It's confident, it's casual, but it's that type of fragrance, once again, that if you wanted to, you could wear it in more dressy situations and it's gonna work. Super versatile, big compliment puller, and this one does legitimately fly under the radar. And it grows on you, man. Like, this is one of the ones that just the more you wear it, you can sneak that into your rotation pretty much year round. It's that type of fragrance that it just gets better and better and better. You know, it gives you an alternative to the more typical blue fragrances. You can wear it at the same times, but it's not gonna be as common. Guys, I'm getting a message. Yes? Oh my God. There's a new code. Oh my God. It's for Fragrance Lord. That's the greatest name. Fragrance Lord! Oh, bro, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm coming out with Fragrance Baron, Fragrance Duke, Fragrance Count. It's all coming, but for now, I guess we're doing a code for Fragrance Lord. And that code is Gents Scents 10 all together, and it gets you 10% off the website. So yet another fragrance discounter has blessed us with the code. If you ever shop there, use that to save yourself some money. We got the Gift Express code, the JOMASHOP code, the Perfume Box code, which, by the way, the Perfume Box code is now unlimited uses. So if you used it before and they told you you can't use it again, slap them in the face, use it again anyway, because now you can. Next fragrance, let's do it. Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum Intense. The One Eau de Parfum Intense. Do not let the name fool you. This is not the One Eau de Parfum made more intense. I know, logic dictates that's what it would be, but Dolce & Gabbana got rid of logic a long time ago. So, yeah, don't worry about it. okay? This is a different mood entirely. Whereas the original, the one Eau de Parfum, was more sweet, warm spices and tobacco made to be an enticing date night fragrance. This one instead hits you with the pop of neroli that actually has a fruity sweetness to it when you first spray the fragrance on, and as it dries down, gets this like fuzzy cashmere note that comes out. It does come across smelling sexy, intimate, romantic, very good for close quarters, so it actually does share that in common with the original, the one Eau de Parfum. It's not the type of fragrance that screams to make an entrance, you know, it's not the type that's going to be aggressively in your face with a huge blast of ambroxan. Instead, this is the type of fragrance that leaves a lasting impression wherever you've been. And actually the longevity here is not too bad, so it sticks around a decent amount of time. And yet again, it's a fragrance that is a little more under the radar. I know you may think, well, now the one, that's a popular line, right? Well, not as much anymore. There hasn't been a new The One fragrance released in a few years now. Instead, they're concentrating on everything else under the sun. So get it while the getting's good, the one Eau de Parfum Intense. Now the next fragrance, guys, is a little bit different. So these three right here are probably a bit more versatile than this next one, but the next one is just so good that you can wear it and people will absolutely remember you by it. Even though in the middle of summer, you're probably gonna want something else. But still, fantastic release. Hugo Boss bottled Absolu. Oh, I forgot to do the thing, but this cap, I don't trust this cap. Good enough. That's probably not good for the bottle, is it? You know, it's probably not good for the atomizers. It's a stress test. Very scientific. This one opens up with leather, incense, and almost roasted richness. It smells amazing and a little bit similar to Parfums Marley's Carlisle. You have patchouli and myrrh that's in here as it dries down to give it a little more resinous warmth, a touch more of sweetness that comes through. It's almost like a sexy, smoky, sophisticated hug in fragrance form. Definitely comes across as dense when you wear it. It's got great push, longevity, everything you would want in a well-performing fragrance, but at the same time, it's refined. It's draped in a little bit of cedarwood along the edges, and then again, that subtle fruity complexity that it has in the opening all the way into the dry down just really takes this up a notch. It keeps it magnetic, almost enchanting, the way that this works. It's confident, it's bold, it's magnetic. It is the type of fragrance that's made to be savored, to be worn in more high-impact situations. It makes a statement. So if that's what you're after, this is a great choice. I don't trust the cap on this one either. I'm gonna take that cap off, boys. Sit it right there. Can you tell what it is by the cap from that angle? Maybe. This next one, a great choice. If you want something you can wear year round with good performance, that's a big compliment puller, that's not gonna cost you that much money. From a brand everybody knows, it is Eros Flame. So this one is rare to an extent in the way that it strikes that balance. It does everything that I just mentioned, and most fragrances are gonna miss out on at least one of those things. A brand everyone knows, versatility, great performance, compliment factor, oh, but it's expensive. Or, you know, it'll do all of those except the performance is bad, right? This one does it all. It opens with bold citrus and spice. You also have a little bit of an aromatic edge in there. Kinoto off the top gives it an interesting flair. And then it settles into something that's more warm, smooth, but still wearable year round. You don't get as much of that bubble gummy, you know, overly sweet mint and vanilla like you get in the original Eros. Instead, this one is smoothed out a little bit. It's just slightly more mature, slightly more polished compared to Eros Eau de Toilette. Still vibrant, still attention-getting, less clubby, more versatile. So if you want a fragrance that's never going to fade into the background, and also one from a line that, yeah, pretty much everybody knows, but it's the lesser worn of the fragrances in that line, check this one out. The next one is a newer release. It is, Ralph's Club New York with the very popular silver reflective bottle. Now this is another one that just continues to grow on you. The more you smell it, the more you wear it, the more you like it. It has bright citrus off the top, mandarin orange combined with black currant. And that's gonna give it a little more of an interesting edge when you first spray this on. That currant is gonna give you this bit of tartness that helps balance out the sweetness from the citrus. It's crisp, it's a little bit playful when you first spray it on, really attention grabbing. Like, people absolutely love the opening of this. Everybody that I have had check this one out in terms of the opening loves it. What follows after that is more refined. You have a smooth lavender combined with geranium. Yes, a little typical, but it works very well. And then as it dries down further, a warm touch of vanilla and some woods in there as well. It kind of walks that line a little bit between youthful and grown. Energetic, especially initially, but also composed. So day or night, suit or sneakers, it really doesn't matter. This one makes an impression and you can use it literally all year long. I think I'm done flipping bottles today, so we'll just do this one the boring way. Dior Homme Sport. This one is a fresh, modern take on a sport fragrance with additional elegance that you wouldn't expect when you see something named just sport, because that doesn't necessarily bring to mind a fragrance that you would want to wear, you know, to work or to business meetings or even on a date. It just reads very much like, oh, throw it in your gym bag and forget about it. But that's not what this is. This is much more elevated above that tier of scent. It's clean, it's vivid, it's undeniably energetic as soon as you spray it on. You have crisp citrus in there, airy aldehydes that combine together to just cut through the air with this great icy briskness. As it dries down, you get spices, you get incense, dry woods. All of that combines to ground the fragrance, but it never loses that freshness, that brightness from the opening. It's clean, it's remarkably refined, again, especially for a sport flanker. But this one is polished, it's purposeful. It's, again, not that kind of fragrance that you just throw into your gym bag or just throw into your glove box in the car and then forget that it's there and completely ruin it through the summer as it's sitting there baking. I just spit everywhere on le table. Disgusting. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry, table. So this one is less about showing off, more about moving forward. It's the type of fragrance for people who don't sit still, who get things done. Okay, I will flip this one. Luna Rossa Carbon is up next. From one Dior to another. I mean, Prada, it's got nothing to do with Dior. So with Luna Rossa Carbon, you can almost think of this as like stepping out after a thunderstorm on a summer's day. Cool air, damp earth, you know, that little bit of minerality from the rain still on the asphalt, and that kind of freshness that cuts through the air with your first breath when you step out the door. That is Luna Rossa Carbon. It opens up very fresh, clean, with bergamot making itself known. You also have lavender in there as well, but then you have that minerality that kind of grounds the scent, like rain or water on stone to an extent. It's polished but not boring, fresh but not flat, and yes, of course, it has similarities to Dior Sauvage. That being said, this one is a little bit easier to wear, a little bit less aggressive and abrasive, which makes it a true year-round fragrance, daytime or evening. So if you want something that's a confidence booster, a compliment puller, that yes, makes itself known without being too brash or abrasive, this is one to check out. The next fragrance, Myself, Absolu. Very much like the original Myself, it has that feeling, that scent profile that may remind you of just a clean, minimalistic, modern space. But this one does have maybe a little more personality than the original Myself. It has this great zingy, fresh ginger when you first spray the scent on. It's zesty and cooling. You also get a pop of cardamom that comes in early on, and that orange blossom is gonna keep this one smelling very fresh, but not flat, because that ginger, that pop, that zestiness that this one has, gives it more of a sparkle, especially off the top and in the first part of the mid. As a nice woodiness underneath that gives the fragrance structure, but it never comes across feeling too heavy or too dense. It's another one that doesn't necessarily try to dominate the room, which I think a lot of times can be a type of thing that backfires with fragrances. If you get something that's super ultra strong and then you go really, really heavy, yes, people will notice you, but sometimes it's not in the way that you want them to notice you, if that makes sense. So this one, bright, confident, a little bit playful, massive compliment puller, extremely, extremely versatile, and it's the type of scent that will leave a lasting impression anywhere you go. And the last one here, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. So this one, this is classic grown man energy. This is not the type of fragrance that really, you know, a 16-year-old, 19-year-old, 22-year-old is gonna wanna wear, but that's okay because this stuff still smells fantastic and it doesn't have that old dustiness to it. It takes that classic barbershop vibe of the original, keeps that intact, and then smooths things out. You get warm tonka, creamy sandalwood, and a great boozy sweetness that warms the fragrance up the longer it stays on your skin. And it still has that lavender as well, but now it comes across cushioned instead of sharp and biting. It smells like authority without arrogance. Again, this is gonna be the type of person that doesn't need to scream to make themselves known. They're the type of person that knows they can sit and let the silence do the work for them. So Pasha de Cartier, wrapping this one up, ultra sexy, masculine, and classy. So there we go, guys. 10 different fragrances right here that even if you bought them at full retail, you're not gonna regret it. But if you can find them at discounters, that is technically better. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Let me know what is your signature scent, if you have one. What's your go-to? Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.